We can therefore see why in his declaration in 2006, Kofi Annan, who was then the Secretary General of the United Nations, spoke of violence against women and girls as a problem of pandemic proportions. Young people, you know what pandemic means? It means that it affects everybody, every country in the world. Pandemic. At least 1 out of every 3 women in the world has been beaten. So if we look in this room, 1 in 3 of us has been beaten. It's quite likely. This is a serious issue that is not getting enough attention. Now, we have seen how the world organizes to combat pandemics. We have seen how they have coordinated urgent responses to pandemics such as HIV/AIDS, such as the H1N1 virus, such as the recent outbreak of Ebola. These have all been characterized by public awareness campaigns, funding for research for cures, international conferences of experts sitting together to find a solution. And while many groups and bodies have raised awareness of the extent of violence against women and girls, and indeed against children, we are still a long way off from finding our cure or a way to eliminate this pandemic, this sometimes silent killer, as the victims shy away from naming and shaming persons who many times they love and cherish, but who have become their torturers and sadly many times their executioners. Ladies and gentlemen, this is not a private family matter. When we see women and children and girls in particular being abused, this is a community matter. We are a community. Let us remember what Martin Luther King Jr. told us about social justice. And I quote, "Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere." We are caught in an inescapable network of mutuality, tied in a single garment of destiny. Whatever affects one directly affects all indirectly. Our sisters all over the world who are suffering, and those right here in Barbados and the Caribbean, are experiencing justice which affects us all, no matter how old you are. It affects us in the physical and the mental toll that it takes, not only on those who experience the abuse, but on those who witness the abuse. And here I refer specifically to the children who witness this abuse. It affects our communities when we do not stand up and report it to the authorities because of fear of interfering. That is not interference, that is being part of a family. It affects our schools, it affects our churches, it affects our economy, because the person who goes to work bruised mentally or physically cannot possibly be productive. Cannot possibly be productive. So when we talk about our economies not being productive, we need to look at other things apart from the cost of living or the balance of payments. We have to look at what is happening in our homes and in our schools. So it is time for us to work together, women and men, and I'm happy to see a good representation of men. Thank you, teachers, for bringing the boys out, because we have to stamp out. Yes, let's hear it. We have to stamp out this disease of violence that we have in our society. Violence against women is violence against the very tenets of care and nurturing that any society needs to grow and develop. Let us find ways to urgently contain and eliminate this scourge. But do not relegate the conversation to just today's march, which should be fun and it's cool, so we won't be sweating too much, we hope, nor to the 16 days of activism. Participate, but make sure that you really imbibe those principles that we are talking about today. The only way we can eliminate this deadly disease is through concerted, concentrated, and consistent action. In the 1970s and the 1980s, many of you were not born yet. I was. I won't tell you how old I was. But I was. And I remember when HIV/AIDS epidemic, pandemic started and the world thought there was never going to be a cure. But people came together. Governments came together. Scientists came together. Activists came together. And they found a way to give hope to millions. Let us turn that energy into this pandemic. Let us turn that sort of action into this pandemic to eliminate this violence. So today I salute the Women and Development Unit and all the staff of the UWI Open Campus. Very serendipitously, the Open Campus's colors are orange anyway, so we are part of this in more ways than one. But apart from that, we are part of a community. The University of the West Indies is an important part of the community, an important part of leading conversation and discourse on issues such as this. So we thank the unit and the staff, all the staff of the Open Campus, particularly the tiny staff of the WAND unit, who have really worked hard in putting these events together. Let us all play our part. Let us all defeat this silence. Speak up, speak out, and stamp out violence. As we go out and march, and we will remember the statue, the Bossa statue, which I love. Ever since I've come to Barbados, every time I pass it, it's something that I really like to look at. Let us remember what that symbolizes. On the eve of the 49th anniversary of independence, let us remember that it is a symbol of freedom, but that a society that is not just is not free. So we need to ensure that we take a step towards justice. With each step that you take on this march, I want you to take a mental step as well to say that you will never walk past someone abusing another person. You will never laugh and dismiss a man or a boy abusing a girl or a woman. That you will stand up whenever you see any act of violence, particularly against women and girls, but any act against any other human being. We are all tied together. Remember, whatever affects one directly affects the other indirectly. Remember, we are all united in this tapestry of life, and what affects one affects us all. So let us go out today and remember why we are here, and go out with the definite agreement among ourselves that we are never going to accept violence as a part of this society as we move towards independence. Thank you.